Kicking off your 11 minutes at nonstop news in Clayton County, that is where the sheriff's office is investigating the death of an inmate they say was racially motivated.
11 Live's Ariana Manise joins us with more. Ariana?
Aisha and Cheryl, the sheriff's office says the inmate is accused of killing his cellmate because of his race and allegedly punched, kicked, and slammed his cellmate's head on the toilet. Clayton County inmate Jaquez Jackson is facing additional charges after he allegedly brutally beat his cellmate. Now we're learning from the Clayton County Sheriff Levon Allen that the death was racially motivated, as Jackson told people he does not like Hispanic people and wanted to kill them. Jackson is now facing charges of murder, malice murder, aggravated assault, and starting a riot. Now, we spoke to an attorney who says a hate crime charge could come down later on if the state can prove there was additional intent based on the victim's race. Now, Jackson was in jail for charges connected to a probation violation for simple battery, assault, terroristic threats, and obstruction of an officer. Meanwhile, the medical examiner's office will conduct an autopsy today and expect to have that report later on this week. Back to you.
Ariana, thank you. 6:49. Also in your 11 minutes in nonstop news, we're keeping an eye on this brush fire burning in Fanon County right now. Within the last couple of hours, officials gave an update that the fire has been contained to a ground fire. This is new video from overnight in the Whispering Lake subdivision near Blue Ridge. Residents were encouraged to evacuate the area. Fanon County Fire says right now 9 homes are still being protected by firefighters, but officials say the rain will help out their effort.
Also today, one of former President Donald Trump's co-defendants in the election interference case could learn if he's headed back to jail. The Fulton County District Attorney is asking the court to revoke Harrison Floyd's bond. The DA says some of his social media posts should be considered witness intimidation. In a matter of hours, family, friends, and community members will gather for a candlelight vigil in honor of Johnny Hullman. Hullman was a church deacon and an active member in the community. This morning, we are also anticipating the release of police body camera footage from the moments leading up to his death. An officer tased him after a crash. His family says the Fulton County District Attorney plans to release the video today. His children have already seen it, but they say the public needs to see it too.
The world will be able to see what happened to our father on August the 10th. We want his good name restored.
The GBI says 62-year-old Hullman became non-compliant when officers asked him to sign the citation. They say that's when an officer tased him. An autopsy report listed the taser as a contributing factor to his death. Since then, the Atlanta Police Department fired the responding officer. That was a look at your Tuesday morning headlines.
Grab the umbrella, Chesley.
Yep, you're absolutely going to need it. Galoshes too. Normally you guys say that. You got to remind the people, right? We're looking at up here toward the Blue Ridge area where we're starting to see some of that rain begin to subside. Now it's still pretty soggy out there, as you can see, but you can see the holiday lights just a little bit better from our camera, at least. Nice to look at it from the camera view. Even the train lit up right there. You can see where the rain is starting to subside in some spots. Now, even where we have just the clouds, there could be areas of drizzle around. So you'll still be using your windshield wipers intermittently, and then expecting more of that rain to come back to us as we head into mid-morning. Could get moderate as well, with some of those raindrops starting to pick up a little bit this afternoon, with some thunderstorms coming in after about 1 o'clock this afternoon. So we're expecting anywhere between 1 inch to 1.5 inches, maybe up to 2 inches in some spots. Could get up to the 3-inch mark in a few isolated spots around. So that's what we're anticipating for today. Also the winds, it's a bit gusty out there. Even if you don't have the rain when you step outside, or probably even before you get out there, you'll probably hear that wind out there. We are looking at our counties up here to the north and west of the city of Atlanta. We see these highlighted counties. We're looking at winds anywhere between 15, 25 miles per hour. Gust could be in the 35, 45 mile per hour range, especially in the higher elevations of the North Georgia mountains. This wind advisory, where we have the highlighted counties, will last until 1 o'clock this afternoon. The gust already out there reaching the 30 mile per hour range in some spots, and that's going to continue at least through this afternoon. Later on this evening, that will begin to subside. Now, it still will remain breezy. I think even for tomorrow, we'll still have those breezy conditions around, just not as gusty as they are right now. As far as your forecast goes, your 4 essential times of the day, we're looking at that rain, of course. 65 degrees by noon, on our way to 67 for the afternoon high. We'll drop back down to 63 degrees by 7 o'clock tonight. Tracking this front right here, this area of low pressure that will slide up toward the northeast, is going to drag this front through. As the front gets a little bit closer to the area, it's ahead of that where we could see some of those thunderstorms begin to fire up. Now, I think the strongest will be south of us. In fact, that yellow area includes our extreme southwestern counties. That's a level 2 threat, or a slight risk. We have the marginal risk for severe weather over Atlanta, over toward Augusta, down through Macon. That means we'll be looking at some heavy rain, of course, and also the gusty winds associated with a few of those thunderstorms. That will be our major threat. Tornado threat is low. We can't rule it out, but it's very low for this afternoon. We don't expect to see very much, but a brief spin-up tornado is certainly possible. Again, with the moderate rain coming in through mid-morning, by the time we get to the afternoon today, we're expecting to see this line of showers and thunderstorms begin to develop in our area. Then they'll slide to the east. We'll begin to clear the rain out. The clouds are going to hold on through Wednesday and then finally clear out for Thursday, where we're looking at Thanksgiving, partly sunny skies and 58 degrees for the high. Back to the 60s over the upcoming weekend. Crash?
All right, Chesley, appreciate that. Hey, I'm no expert and I'm not on the scene, but I think if you lift with your legs instead of just kind of standing around, maybe we can get some of these boxes out of the road. I don't know. A lot of folks just milling around on 316 heading westbound right at Hurricane Trail. They've been out there for a while. That tractor trailer sheared in half, lost its contents, and well, they're going to have to clean that up. And you're seeing big delays if you're rolling out of Decula. Do yourself a favor, get on over to Sugarloaf Parkway. That's going to give you a little bit of assistance to get around this thing. Again, they are not going to have this cleaned up anytime soon. The rest of the rush hour has been somewhat non-eventful in most spots. In fact, that downtown connector is still in pretty good shape. Don't worry about that condition yellow. Just a little bit of volume as we take a peek at it around the Grady Curve. Cheryl?
Time now 6:54. Everyone knew former First Lady Rosn Carter was a champion for mental health in the United States. Many don't know that one strategic decision helped impact that conversation worldwide. Christy Diaz is here to explain. Hi, Christy.
Hi, good morning. Although Rosalind Carter co-founded the Carter Center with the former president, only one program at the center bears her name. It's a mental health fellowship program for journalists, one I know quite well. And through that program, Mrs. Carter's legacy extends worldwide. Mrs. Carter decided she could destigmatize mental health by training and empowering journalists around the world. So in 1996, she created the Rosalind Carter Mental Health Journalism Fellowship and gathered some of the world's top advisors and experts to guide journalists as they worked on a year-long project about a mental health issue. Over 40 years, the program has trained more than 250 journalists all over the globe. The strategy here, if you educate the professional storytellers, you can change the cultural conversation, influence policy, maybe even affect the hearts and minds of people everywhere.
Media plays such an important role in influencing people's thoughts about mental illness and people that are living with mental illnesses. So this fellowship program, I think, is so important.
This very fellowship is how I produced the docuseries, Desperately Waiting, about the gaps in dementia care. I was part of the 2020 cohort in the middle of the pandemic, so everything we did was on Zoom. But in years past, Mrs. Carter would meet and talk with the fellows face to face and make sure to get monthly updates on each project.
Christy, thank you. Right now, AAA says it predicts Georgia road travel this Thanksgiving to be the second highest on record. AAA says 75% of an estimated 2 million Georgians who are expected to travel for Thanksgiving and drive, they're going to go at least 50 miles. GDOT says tomorrow is going to be the busiest travel day of the year from noon until 6 p.m. and the sky is going to be just as busy.
Good morning, I'm Tom Costello. We're inside the cargo hold for an American Airlines narrow-body plane as they load up for the flight to Miami. They've got to turn this plane quickly. All bags off, everybody off, then all bags on, everybody on. They've got to do it in 45 minutes. On the Today Show, we're going to show you exactly how they get this done as we head into the Thanksgiving Day rush.
Thanks, Tom. Wet weather will be off and on as we head through the day, plus some thunderstorms coming our way as we head into the afternoon. Speaking of noon, temperatures will be right around 65 degrees by then. By 3 o'clock, we'll reach our daytime high of 67 degrees. Some of those thunderstorms could pack quite a punch as far as the winds. Be weather aware this afternoon, folks. Looking at that rain starting to end by the time we get to 6, 7 o'clock this evening. We'll be at 63 degrees by 6. Crash?
All right, the cleanup continues out along Highway 316 westbound at Hurricane Trail. Going to be out there for quite a while. Keep using Sugarloaf Parkway as an alternate from Decula. And I knew with wet roads we'd have something on I-20, and sure enough we do. This is I-20 westbound, a wreck blocking 2 center lanes at Moreland Avenue. Delays coming in from East Atlanta.
During tonight's Hawks games, you'll see something special on the jerseys, something new, the letter Y. The Hawks partnered with the YMCA of Metro Atlanta to add the organization's Y logo to its jerseys. They'll work together to increase access to youth sports, especially basketball. Trey Young says he found his love for the game on YMCA courts.
This year is 11 Alive's 41st annual Can-a-thon, and we are seeing so many first-time donors. That includes this special Girl Scout troop from Stone Mountain. The troop leader, Felicia Turner, says the troop is earning their food drive badge. all while learning some important lessons along the way. The Can-a-thon is coming up in a couple of weeks, December 1st, and you can see us at these 4 locations around the city. Gwinnett, Cobb, Fulton counties, along with Decatur. We will all be there.
We got to get our badges.
Yes.
Yes. You don't think we've earned it in this many years?
We should.
We should.
We just need to sew that sucker on.
Yeah. Do they iron them on these days?
Ooh, let's do an iron on.